Hello, my name is Tara Sheridan, and today I am going to be providing you with an informative speech about one of our forgotten heroes named Vasily Arkhipov. Vasily Arkhipov was born in 1926 in Moscow into a peasant family. He served in submarine service of Soviet Navy. He graduated from the Caspian Higher Naval School in 1947. Then, in July of 1961, he was appointed deputy commander of the B-59 Soviet submarine. This submarine was the notorious submarine involved in the Cuban Missile Crisis in 1962. He was second in command of this submarine. The submarine had lost all radio contact. Due to this, they were unable to get updates on what was going on between the United States and Russia. They also found themselves struggling with another situation. Apparently, there had been a leak in the reactor's cooling system. Therefore, not only were they running out of oxygen at a loss of radio contact, they were also very hot. The heat caused quite a bit of turmoil between the captain, the political officer, and Arkhipov. Everyone on board the Soviet submarine had no idea if war had broken out or not due to the lack of radio contact. The crew was also, due to the hot air, having a hard time making good decisions. Valentin Savitsky, the captain of the submarine, wanted to launch a nuclear torpedo because he believed war had broken out due to the fact that United States Army was dropping depth charges to attempt to get the submarine to come to the surface. 11 U.S. The submarine was located by 11 U.S. Navy destroyers. The United States ships dropped a depth charge to attempt to get the submarine to surface, but the Soviet submarine was deep and avoided those depth charges. They had no radio contact, and everyone on board had no idea if a war had broken out or not. Valentin Savitsky, the captain of that submarine, wanted to launch a nuclear torpedo because he believed war had broken out. He didn't want to return to Russia embarrassed that he didn't when he could have sent that missile. Everyone on board had no idea what to do. However, it did take 3 officers to agree on launching the nuclear torpedo in order to launch that nuclear torpedo. The captain and the political officer, so 2 out of 3, wanted to launch that missile. Arkhipov did not want to, and an argument broke out. On top of everything else, they had a leak in the coolant system, which caused the air to be quickly running out as well. Vasily Arkhipov persuaded the captain and the political officer to surface the submarine and await orders from Moscow. By doing so, Arkhipov prevented the nuclear strike, thus preventing the war that most likely would have occurred. The submarine and crew returned to Soviet Union. Arkhipov continued in the Soviet Navy, and then Arkhipov, understandably, was promoted to Rear Admiral in 1975. Unfortunately, Arkhipov did die from radiation that is believed to have been exposed to him in 1961, shortly before the Cuban Missile Crisis. In conclusion, communication can be life-saving. The world owes a great debt of gratitude to Arkhipov, who may have prevented a nuclear exchange between the Soviet Union and the United States. The crisis ended on October 28th when the Soviet Union agreed to the removal of the nuclear weapons on the island. Archipov's decision in the Cuban Missile Crisis prevented a nuclear war. How could we have possibly forgotten about him? The Cuban Missile Crisis was one of the most dangerous events in human history. Without him and his decision, we might not be here today.